Hello and welcome back to another Rush Duel Links video. Today what I thought we'd do would be go over fusion monsters in Rush Duel because there are some differences between fusion summoning in Speed Duel and fusion summoning in Rush. So first things first, we'll cover the basics just in case nobody's ever actually used a fusion monster before. So what is a fusion monster? A fusion monster is a powerful monster created by fusing together two other monsters. These cards are kept in the extra deck and must be special summoned. So how do we summon a fusion monster? We can perform a fusion summon by using the fusion spell card while both materials listed on a fusion monster in our extra deck are both face up on the field. Both fusion materials are sent to the graveyard and the fusion monster is special summoned to the field in either face up attack or face up defense position. Polymerization is a legend spell that allows you to fuse from hand or field, but because it's a legend, we can only play one of it in our deck, and we won't be able to play any other legend spells. There are many miracle fusion type cards that allow you to return fusion material from the graveyard back to the deck in order to perform a fusion summon, but we're not expecting to see any of these with Go Rush's release, but we are expecting to see them a little further down the line. So what makes Rush fusion monsters unique? Some fusions are brand new monster types, such as Cyborg, Magical Knight, and High Dragon. These new monster types are unique, meaning that a High Dragon is not treated as a dragon monster. So cards that require you to have a dragon monster on the field to be activated, such as Dragon's Inferno, cannot be used if the only monster on the field is a High Dragon. Many fusion monsters have what is called a multi-choice effect, which is exactly what it sounds like. You can choose to activate one of the two effects each turn. Not every fusion monster has a multi-choice effect, but they are unique to fusion monsters. So what fusions can we expect on release? So already confirmed, we have Seven's Paladin, a level 9 Magical Knight monster made using Seven's Red Magician and the Swordsman of Roadstar. Requirement, we can send the top card of our deck to the graveyard, and then it has a multi-choice effect to either gain attack equal to the number of different attributes in both players' graveyards times 400 until the end of this turn, or shuffle one monster from your graveyard into the deck and draw one card. The other fusion monster that we already have confirmed coming is Cyber End Dragon. It is a level 10, 4000 attack machine monster made using 3 Cyber Dragons, and it has the continuous effect that if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Because we already know some of the skills we're going to be getting, we can infer a few more fusion monsters that we are very likely to be getting, and the first one is Hyper Strike Dragon Dragia Star F. This is a level 9, 3000 attack High Dragon monster, made using Multi-Strike Dragon Dragius and the Dragon. Its requirement is that all of the monsters in our graveyard have to be High Dragon and or Dragon type monsters, and we can send the top card of a deck to the graveyard to use its multi-choice effect. So either this turn, this card gains 900 attack and it can make up the 2 attacks on monsters, or this turn, this card can attack twice, and if it attacks defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Another monster that we're likely to get is Metarion Ashura Star. This is a level 9, 2800 attack cyborg monster made using Imaginary Actor and Sword Dancer. Its requirement is that we can send the top card of a deck to the graveyard, and then its multi-choice effect is we can either destroy one face-down card in your opponent's field, or one face-up cyborg type monster on your field gains attack equal to the total attack of all face-up warrior type monsters on your opponent's field until the end of this turn. There are other Metarion monsters that we are likely to get, such as Eracle Star and Vritra Star, which have effects that can specifically counter spellcasters and dragon monsters, but it is unlikely that we will be getting Landon Star and King Cobra Star, since those cards specifically counter dinosaurs and reptiles. So what are fusion monsters' strengths? So first things first, fusion monsters have very high attack value. Now these attack values don't get as high as maximum monsters typically, but most fusion monsters created using 2 material will typically have somewhere between 2500 and 3500 attack. Now that's not always the case, but this is usually the right kind of ballpark, and a lot of the fusion monsters we expect to see towards the start are going to have somewhere between 2800 and 3000. Fusion monsters also typically have a high level. The majority of the fusion monsters we expect to be getting are going to be level 9, which does give them a form of soft protection. In the same way that maximum monsters are immune to any card effect that specifically says it only works on 9 and lower or 8 and lower, Fusion monsters have protection from any card effect that says it only works on level 8 and lower. So a good example of this would be something like Music Princess's Recital will not work on a Fusion monster's attack because it only works on a level 8 or lower. And another example would be that Royal Rebels Heavy Metal cannot pop a level 9 or higher Fusion monster because it's bigger than level 8. What are some of the weaknesses of Fusion monsters? So the biggest weakness is probably their high investment. In order to summon out our Fusion monsters, we're going to have to use a lot of cards. Some of the major Fusion monsters we're expecting to get would be things like Seven's Paladin and Hyperstrike Dragon Dragia Star F. In order to summon both of these cards, we will be using one level 7 boss monster, which means we need to normal summon, tribute both to summon out the boss monster. Then we also need to normal summon the other material, which will either be Roadstar Swordsman or the Dragon. So that's already 4 cards. We also need to use the Fusion Spell card, which is a 5th card. So that is a 5 card investment to summon out our Fusion monster. And that is a lot of cards to summon out your boss, especially if your boss just gets destroyed on the following turn. The next and more obvious weakness is that we do need to find the Fusion Spell card and the correct Fusion material to perform a Fusion summon. Now skills will help out a little with this, but we are still going to need to draw into the correct cards in order to perform a Fusion summon. And finally, Fusion monsters do lack a lot of protection. Now some of them will have individual effects that do offer them some sort of protection, but they don't have the built-in trap protection like maximums tend to, and they are only level 9, which means more cards will affect them than maximums. So what fusions do we have to look forward to in the future? The first would be Gavin's ace fusion monster, Yamiterasu, the Divine Ruler, as well as Roman's ace monsters, Candy Live and Princess Omega, the Shining Superstar. We'll also get more Cyber Dragon fusions, such as Cyber Rush Dragon, Cyber Twin Dragon, and Cyber Tactical Dragon. We'll get everyone's favourite Blue Eyes fusion, the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and eventually we'll be seeing some Go Rush fusions, such as Jointech Burst Dragon and Eternal Galactica Oblivion. But that was just a quick overview of the Rush fusions and how they differ at least a little bit from how they work in Speed. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. There's gotta be Go Rush, right?
Let's go Rush, 100%.
Go Rush.
There it is! Oh, that's exciting. Wait.
There, knew it.
Oh, damn, he's a 12.
Well, it's not just Go Rush by the look of things.
Oh, so they're oh, okay, that fusion Rush, nice.
That looks pretty.
That's huge. Fusions and Go Rush at the same time. Cyber End confirmed. That's actually huge. We knew we were getting Go Rush. We did not know about fusions.